Okay. So today we will have the introductory class of aggregate, total
Right.
aggregate or some section, matlab like PBRER, PSUR, DSUR, like.
So it will be an introduction section in which you will come to know about different type of aggregate reports, and then we will discuss some planning, how do we plan and all those things. And maybe if time or permits, then at least introduction section we can discuss as to how we write the introduction section. Then moving forward in other classes, we will discuss on different means step by step. We will discuss the sections, not all the sections, not at one go.
Okay.
Few more people still to join. 33. So 2 minutes more, we will wait and we will start at 11:35. Hello. Okay, guys. So it's 11:35 now, so we should not waste more time and start. If somebody is left, then they can join later and they can start from there, or they can hear the recording and all those who are not there. So first of all, welcome everybody to this training session, means the whole aggregate training session that we will try to cover as soon as possible. Means to complete it so that you can people complete. By complete, I mean that every person is able to understand as to how the aggregate is written, what are the different things that are uh, required from the aggregate experienced person and all those things. So we will try to cover as soon as possible. But at least I think December end it will take to complete all those. So to start with, the last two sessions we had on signal, and last session we had some I gave some practical work also to do, you guys. So anybody is having any doubt or anything, that we can discuss it at the end of this call. So to start with, we should start with the aggregate training right now. So the very first thing, as I start, can anybody tell me as to, and first request to everybody, since you have paid and you are into this group. So first request to everybody that please don't hesitate in asking any question, because until and unless you ask the question, you won't have a clear idea of your concepts and everything. So wherever you feel confused, wherever you feel that you are not able to get the concept or you are not able to get what I'm telling, then do feel free to interrupt and ask so that it can be cleared at the same time. And it might happen that the doubt which you are having, the same doubt is with all the people in the other group, or maybe 5-10 people in the other group. So they will also be, it will also help them to clear. So I'll encourage everybody to ask questions and be interactive as much as possible. So let's start. So first of all, as we are into the aggregate training, so can you, anybody of you can tell me as to what do you understand by aggregate training? Means aggregate reports. Why do we write these aggregate reports when we are writing the ICSRs and everything? Then what is the need to write this aggregate reports? Anybody, any
Actually,
thought process? Yeah.
for risk benefit assessment.
For
Mhm.
benefit risk evaluation, because we'll have different section and everything, and it helps to means like calculate the benefit and risk evaluation of the report and the safety of the drug
Mhm.
for duration.
Okay. Anybody else?
Cumulative safety information.
Correct. Anybody else? Okay. So we do write this, as you people correctly said, that it is for the benefit risk evaluation. But what happens that, as the name suggests for PBRER, that periodic benefit risk evaluation report. So everybody knows that it is for benefit risk. But is there any measurable criteria on which you can say that this is the benefit risk profile? So it is being hampered or that. So that all those things we will discuss, because since you are not into aggregate, so you can say that for benefit risk evaluation and everything, it's fine. But there is some measurable criteria. Is there any measurable criteria? Is there any quantified method? So I would say no. But eventually, as you progress into the training, you will understand as to what, how do we assess the benefit risk and everything. So if I tell you what is the aggregate report and all those things, so just like you are doing ICSR cases, okay. So you are documenting the ICSR cases into the database. Then those ICSR could be from post-marketing, could be from clinical trials, could be from literature reports, anything, whatever you are documenting. So that is the ICSR cases that you are creating. Now, aggregate reports, what happened that whatever ICSR cases you have reported, so there is reporting period concept that we learned in last training. Okay. So there is a defined reporting period. If suppose PBRER is for 1 year, then it will be a 1 year reporting period. So in that 1 year, whatever safety related information came regarding that drug, that we need to analyze as to if whatever safety information is being recorded into the database or being received, is there any impact due to that safety information onto the patient health. So you can say a cumulative. If you say a cumulative, then from your IBD, if you say reporting period interval, then it is a reporting period interval. So a analysis, a overall analysis. So a overall analysis of the safety information related to the drug which you are, or the molecule which you are writing the report. So basically it is some parts it will cover cumulative, some parts it will be interval only. So those everything we will discuss as we move forward into the section. So we will discuss as to where we give the cumulative information, in which sections we are supposed to give the interval information only. So those all will come. But it is a, you can say that aggregate is a compilation of the cumulative as well as the reporting interval information to analyze the safety of the molecule, where it is moving, where the safety of the molecule is moving. What if, when it was approved for the marketing, then what was the benefit risk profile at that time? Is there any change in that benefit risk profile during this reporting period? So that all those things we have to analyze and give a cumulative analysis and company standpoint that, okay, we wrote this aggregate report, but most of the time it will happen that we didn't find anything that will be a conclusion that there was no change in the benefit risk profile and all those things. So in this manner, it is a, in layman language, I tried to make you understand that what is an aggregate report, right? Did you people get it? What do I mean to say? Or is it confusing?
Yes.
Get it,
Yeah.
sir.
I have a doubt in here. One thing is that you said from ICSR and literature that
Mhm.
those are the sources, correct?
Mhm. Mhm.
Apart from those sources, do we have anything else we taken into account for aggregate report?
Yes, there will be, like suppose these are the cases which will be ready, which will be a major chunk of your aggregate report. Okay, there is a different section in the aggregate report called as action taken for safety reasons during the reporting interval. So what will happen that you will search the regulatory authority websites. Like suppose in this session, clobetasol I will take as an example. So clobetasol, if you are writing a report, then whatever information you get into your database and everything, but additionally you will go to different regulatory authorities like EMA, like FDA, like Anvisa Brazil, whatever regulatory authority websites are there. On those websites you will go and search if there is any clobetasol related safety information reported into this on these websites during your reporting interval, not the cumulative. Okay, so as we will come into the section, we will discuss everything. But yes, a regulatory authority websites also you have to search for any any safety related information is present there. What kind of safety information could be there on regulatory authority? Like suppose clobetasol, you are an MAH in EMA, but in the FDA US region, what happened? You are not an MAH, but in US region there was some safety finding for clobetasol, which is there in on FDA website. So that you need to report to your EMA authority when you are writing the report that this was the information in FDA. This was found. So this is the way how we try to analyze cumulatively and overall as to whatever safety information we can get for that. Did you get it?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Your voice is breaking also. I don't know why. So no problem. I believe that you got the point, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what aggregate report is all about. So now let's move on to as to what are the different type of aggregate reports that we write. Okay. So let me share my screen first. And most of the times I'll write and explain you so that you can get it. So you are able to see my screen, right?
Right.
Okay. So now let's discuss as to what are the different types, or I can say that types of aggregate reports. Okay. So mainly everybody knows that PBER, periodic benefit risk evaluation report / you can say PSUR. Okay. Periodic safety update report. So now what happens that this is the widely accepted format that is being used throughout the world. Like EMA, basically it is for EMA. From module 7 it came, GVP module 7. And earlier, now everybody has a doubt whether what is PBER, what is PSUR, is there any difference, or do we write interchangeably both? But actually what happened before PBER guideline came into existence, I believe in somewhere in 2013 or late 2012. Before that guideline came into GVP module 7, you can say, or ICH E2C R2 guideline. So before that ICH E2C R2 guideline came into existence in 2013, the report which we used to write was PSUR, Periodic Safety Update Report. Okay. And the Periodic Safety Update Report has 11 sections at that time. So it was just a periodic safety update report. So most of the sections are there in the PBER itself. But what happened? Why PBER was required? Because PSUR was only 10 to 11 sections and it covered the safety aspects of it. But in periodic benefit risk evaluation, what happened that we started covering the benefit part also as to why we are why this drug is approved into the market or why this drug is into the market. So that benefit and per se that benefit, whatever risk or safety issues is there. So those both are reported in the PBER, and then a cumulative analysis is done or cumulative statement is given as to whether is there any change in that benefit risk as well. So this is the difference between the PSUR. PSUR is basically the older format of PBER, which was 11 sections at that time, and now it is almost obsolete. Almost obsolete because in few countries still PSUR format is given, but now PBER has replaced it completely and it is the PBER format. So for you guys, what happened if somebody says that what is the difference between, then you can tell this difference. But if somebody says that, have you written any PSUR, then you can say, no, I have not written, because by this time, when you are into the market, when you are going for the experience, then only you have written the PBRER. So this is for your information. Don't say that, yes, I have written PSUR also. Okay. So this is the PBRER. This is the most widely accepted aggregate report that is written. In US, US is the only country where we write PADERS. That is Periodic Adverse Drug Experience Report. It is basically a much easy aggregate report in comparison to PBRER, because in this, what happens, whatever ICSR cases you have reported, those are the things, means those cases are only provided here in the PADER in the form of line listing and everything. So its format is, I'll discuss this format maybe at the end of the aggregate training when we are completing, because it is a simple and easy report to write. So widely we write two types of this aggregate reports, PBRER and PADER. Apart from this, when the document is into the development phase, means only clinical trial phase, the molecule is not yet into the market. It is not approved for marketing. It is still in the clinical trial phase. Then we write the development safety update report, that is DSUR. Okay. So this is only for the clinical trial information. So I'll explain something more so that it will be clear as to, because there are conditions in which we write both DSUR and PBRER. So I'll explain it later on. Then moving on to, there are different other type of safety documents also written, that is SCS, that is Summary of Clinical Safety. So that you can, Summary of Clinical Safety. So if the document is in, the molecule is into the clinical trials, then we write Summary of Clinical Safety, SCS is there. There are, and when it is recently approved into the market, suppose your clinical trial is complete and your molecule is now into the market, be it being marketed or be it not being marketed yet into the market, but it is approved for marketing. So at that time, what happens, since you have the different means when the molecule is marketed, so okay, I'll discuss it in detail. So just for your information, make it 90-day and 120-day reports. I'll explain it when I'll explain you the timeline as well. So these are the different kinds of aggregate reports that we write. Now let's come to, any doubt here till here? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So moving forward, let's first discuss what is the timelines and everything, so that we are able to understand 90-day, 120-day and DSURs and everything. So timelines. So what will happen, that suppose your drug is approved and it is going into the marketing phase. Now what happens, the regulator will impose that you need to submit a periodic aggregate report. So there would be some defined reporting interval for which you have to submit that aggregate. So how that timelines are decided, so those are based on, like there are certain concepts, IBD, international birth date, DIBD, development. These are all I am writing in front of you, because so that you can understand, memorize it. So what is international birth date? Now, before international birth date, let's discuss what is DIBD, development international birth date. Okay. So what happens, you would be aware of the clinical trial phases, right? The preclinical, clinical trial phases, everything, right? Am I correct?
Correct, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So once you complete the preclinical trials for your molecule, means you have established the safety of the molecule into the animals, then you file an IND, right? IND
Correct.
means investigational new drug application. So the date when the why that IND is filed? Because you are seeking permission to try your drugs or start the clinical trials. Clinical trials mean into the human beings. So you need to present the safety data from preclinical trials to the regulators so they are confident that yes, the drug safety in animals is established and the dose which we are asking for dose and everything is safe to be used in human beings. So once the IBD is filed and it is approved for clinical trials. So the date when the IND is approved to start the development of the molecule into the clinical trial phase. So that date on which you receive the confirmation or approval to start the clinical trials. So that is called as DIBD, Development International Birth Date. Did you get my point? Not confused?
No, Amit, can you please repeat once?
Okay. So what happens once you have completed the preclinical phase, means the animal studies, the safety of the drug, you have got the data that the drug is safe into the preclinical trials or onto the animals. Then with that data, you file a IND to the regulator, be it EMA, be it FDA. There are different terminologies for this, but remember widely accepted is IND. So you file investigational new drug application that I have tested my drug into the animals. This is my data. And I seek your permission to start the testing of this molecule into the human beings. That is clinical trial. So I am seeking as an MAH to start the clinical trial for these drugs. So that IND, once it is approved, the date on which that IND is approved means the regulator has given you the permission to start the clinical trial for that drug. So that permission, the date on which you receive that permission, that is called the DIBD or Development International Birth Date of that molecule. Now, did you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any confusion, anybody on DIBD? No, right? Okay. So now move on to what is IBD. IBD is a means widely used concept or the terminology that you will come when you are when you are writing the aggregate report. So now, as you did the preclinical, filed IND, got approval, and that will be your DIBD, and you start the clinical trial. So once you complete the phase 3 clinical trials, or you are about to complete the phase 3 clinical trials, then you file an NDA, new drug application. That is NDA, right? These are the phases of clinical trials that you would have studied in your M-Pharm or maybe during the ICSR experience also you have come across the clinical trial phases. So once you complete the phase 3 trials, then you present all the data and file NDA, that is new drug application. Why do you file NDA? That now my drug is safe in human beings also. I have tested it in clinical settings. Now it is safe to be used in human beings. So I am filing an NDA to seek an approval to bring the drug into the market. So the day when that NDA is approved or the day on which you get the MAH gets the approval to start marketing the molecule or bring the molecule into the market is called as IBD or birth date of simply birth date of that molecule. Okay. Now there is a one thing like suppose till now you are able to understand, right?
Uh, Sir, you mean to say that the when we got the NDA approval, that date will be the IBD?
Right. NDA approval, or you can say simply not to confuse, means not to get confused if somebody comes into inside that what is NDA and all. Just say that the date on which we got the approval to start market the drug. That is
Acha,
called
acha.
birth date of that. Now IBD concept I'll tell you. Okay. What is IBD? So what happens? Suppose if some new molecule, totally new molecule into the molecule, totally new molecule into the market is coming, right? COVID-19 vaccine was there. Okay. So the day when first COVID-19 vaccine means of any company, did you get my point? Any company means there were many companies who are preparing COVID-19 vaccine now, but the first company, like suppose AstraZeneca got the first approval. Okay. So the day when AstraZeneca got the approval for that COVID-19 vaccine, that day is called as International Bird Day. Means when your molecule is first time approved for marketing by any MAH, it is not necessary that you are only the MAH. By any MAH, whosoever got the first approval for that molecule globally, that date is called as IBD. Are you confused? Anybody confused on this concept?
No,
No,
Amit.
sir.
No, Amit.
Okay. So always remember that first day of any MAH, be it any MAH, not necessarily you, the any MAH when he got first approval globally in any market, means it might happen that AstraZeneca was first approved in US but not in UK at that time. So in US, if it is approved on that date, then that date will become IBD of that molecule for every MAH. Okay. Fine. So you got the concept of IBD, you got the concept of DIBD. Am I correct?
Yes, Amit.
Yes.
Amit, it varies based upon countries.
I'm sorry.
The IPD like change based upon the country. Like in US, you got the approval on like last month, and
Mhm.
that in other country you got the late approval. Then that
No,
date
no.
will.
The date will be the US one, the first when you got the approval. So that will be the IBD for that molecule.
Okay.
Okay. Now
So
what
it could
happens?
be anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world, first time when you got the approval, that is the IBD
Okay.
for that molecule. Okay. Now what happens? Nowadays, what are the drug being approved? So we have the data for that. But what about the drugs like paracetamol, cetirizine, which were approved somewhere 70, 50, 80 years ago? So in that case, what happens? There is a concept that suppose if you are working for Pfizer, so Pfizer will say that I don't have the IBD for that molecule. So for me, when it was approved first time, that will be IBD for me. So this is also acceptable. But if somebody asks you what is IBD, then this is the basic concept that I told you. But it can be means it can be manipulated if you are not having the IBD for that molecule. Then if your MAH, when your MAH got the first approval, he can consider, means your MAH can consider that data as IBD and report the data, whatever is onwards from there. Okay. Did you get the point? Second point, what I told you?
Sir, what is the difference then, sir? Means like when we will consider it our amino acid as an IBD.
That's what I told you. When you don't have the IBD for that molecule available. Okay. It will happen. There would be many molecules in the market which are 80, 90 years ago. You don't have the IBD for that molecule.
So for established product, we can say that.
If it is not available, only condition is if the IBD is not available, then you will take your MAH approval date as IBD. Only concept you have to remember. Okay. If the IBD you are not able to find, if the IBD is not available on any sites or anything, then you can take your MAH first approval days as IBD and you can write it as, like, suppose if you are taking a Pfizer's approval as approval, first approval date as IBD, then you can write Pfizer first approval date. In this way, you will write that. But international birth date is considered as.
गिराईक कमी आहे दुकान बंद आहे अर्धे
Amit, please.
ते आपलं मटन विकायचं बंदच होतच नाही
Amit, hello, Amit. Amit, can you mute your mic?
आपल्या मटन विकायला भेटते का तो बकरा कापते आपलं मटन
I think it's Sangesh. Yeah.
अम्मा
Amit and Sangesh. Amit, Sangesh, I believe. Yeah, Sangesh.
याचं चालू होतं ताजवाल्याचं
Sangesh, can you mute your mic?
I think there is a privilege to mute everyone.
I'll mute Sangesh only then. Okay.
Amit, My doubt is like if the molecule is already approved,
Mhm.
then like why they like again clinical trial for like same molecule and again the new IBD.
No, new IBD won't be there. I'll come to if the molecule is approved, then whether clinical trials and ongoing. So next topic is that only. The only concept I was telling here as to what is IBD. So did you get my point, IBD?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
In case IBD is not available, then you can take your MAH first approval date and write it accordingly into the aggregate that this is Pfizer's first approval date. So not IBD, you will not write IBD there. You will write Pfizer first approval date, or you will write Novartis first approval date, like this. Okay.
Yeah,
So
and
now,
I have a doubt.
one query.
yeah.
Hello. So I
Yeah,
was saying
so
that you said that IBD is not available, then we can take MH's IBD, but why won't they will be available? Like it should be like documented, right? All
Yeah.
the
So
clinical trials and
yeah, it should be documented. But what happened earlier, 70, 80 years ago, it was not that much documented and everything. So there are various molecules for which we don't find the IBD. We are not able to get the IBD. So that is the case. But nowadays it is not there. But earlier it was there. So we are writing aggregate reports for 70, 80 years old molecule also in the generic companies, right? So in that case, it will happen. But for you, just remember the IBD concept and all those things. If somebody asks, then you can tell. If it is not available, then we take the MH approval, first approval. Okay.
fine.
Yes, Sushma. Next question.
by any chance, can we say for IBD to regulatory authorities?
Seek IBD from regulatory authorities. Means ask them.
Yes.
No,
Like
no.
if it is
There
not
is
available.
there is no procedure to ask them. What happens that most of the regulators don't publish also. But for EMA, what happens? They have a EURD list. Okay, European Union reference date list. So from there, you can find the molecules IBD, whatever is given, and based on that, you can decide your reporting criteria and everything reporting into. So there is one list by EMA, EURD. And if the molecule's IBD is not given there, then it is difficult to find that molecule's IBD.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Welcome. Okay. So let's move on to someone was asking whether if the clinical trial is means the drug is marketed, then is it possible to have the clinical trials or not? So let's start discussing that scenario as to what happens. Then we will come to timeline. Timelines is simple. I should tell you first. No, let me tell you first what happened. Like suppose there is a molecule that is developed for suppose hypertension. Let's say hypertension. Some molecule. Take an example of nowadays what we are using, amlodipine. Amlodipine was first studied for hypertension. Okay, so clinical trials started for hypertension. Everything was favorable. We filed NDA. We got approval to start the marketing of that molecule for hypertension. Or you can say minoxidil now. Minoxidil also, so there will be another. So what happened? You filed and you got approval to use minoxidil for hypertension. But when you were studying safety data, or when you were collecting the safety data, when the drug is into the market, at that time you came to know that there is a side effect of minoxidil, that there is an unwanted hair growth. Right? It is a well-known side effect of minoxidil, unwanted hair growth. So depending on those data, this is also the purpose of aggregate and ICSR. Why we do. Apart from the adverse effects, there are some beneficial effects that also we get. So what happened that the MAH saw there are various reports of unwanted hair growth. So can he start marketing the drug saying that it is giving a good hair growth? So the people who are bald, they can use my minoxidil to have a hair growth. Can it happen? No, ideally, right? He cannot start. Matlab, the MH cannot start. Right? Am I correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because he has approval of marketing only for hypertension, not for hair growth, right? So what he will do, instead of marketing the drug for hypertension and hair growth both, what he will do, the marketing for hypertension will continue, but he will file another IND stating that I need to start the clinical trial for minoxidil for hair growth in bald people. Okay, so he'll ask the regulator to provide him a permission to start the clinical trial to see if the bald people can get their hair back, or this molecule can help them to have the hair growth. So now what happens? They will get the approval based on the data and everything. So now they have started the clinical trial. So here is the scenario. Minoxidil is into the market for hypertension. Simultaneously, there is clinical trial ongoing for hair growth, right? Are you people getting the concept?
Yes, right.
Okay. So now what will happen? You will have to prepare the PBRER also for the molecule, and you will have to prepare the DSUR also. Right?
Right.
Okay. So in this case, we write PBRER and DSURs both. So this is the scenario where I told. So there are many drugs nowadays which are being approved for oncology or cancer. So they are effective in some type of cancer. Then eventually they are into the market for some type of cancer, and then they are into the clinical trial being tested for another cancer. So this is a frequent scenario that you will get in innovator molecules companies, that PBRER is also to be PBRER and DSUR both are written for the same molecule. Okay.
So they will try also for different combination.
Different combination, different everything means whatever you can think as to how that can be brought into the market to gain more profit and into the market for needy patients, you can say. Not the profit term is not used for in the patient safety, for needy patients, you can say. Like suppose there could be nivolumab is approved, then comes along with it ipilimumab is there, or some like simple amoxicillin clavulanic acid combination you have seen. So all kind of combinations they can use to start a new clinical trial, or the same molecule for different indication, or a combination of molecule for 2-3 type of different indication. So there will be different scenarios you can see in which if the drug is into the marketing, then PBRER has to be written. If the drug is into the clinical trial, DSUR has to be written. That is the thumb rule. And if the molecule is in both phases, marketing for one indication, clinical trial for another indication, you have to write DSUR and PBRER both, right? Am I clear?
Yes.
So this PBRER is for whole world except USA.
There are different type of criteria that you will come along, but actually what happens that a global PBRER is written, or global PBRER is accepted worldwide. Apart from that, like suppose if I am writing a PBRER, global PBRER, along with that, I have to submit a PBRER for EU region. So there is certain criteria for that EU region. EU regional PBRER criteria is there. Some appendices has to be appended. So those things are appended into that. In the same way, these are different concepts that will come along with it. As you mature into the training, then you will come to understand, and I'll let you know. There are certain criteria in which PBRER waiver is also requested by US, and we submit the PBRER with certain appendices required for you. So there is also such criteria. Sometimes it happens. Did you get your answer? That we write global PBRER, but if we are submitting to certain specific country or certain specific region, then we have to provide some additional appendices which cater to the need of that region. Okay.
So PBRER with some alteration can be used with in US also.
Yes, sometimes what happens that PBRER and PBRER timelines are same, or reporting interval is same, and we are preparing PBRER for the molecule. So our regulatory authority means our regulatory team will ask the PBRER that US regulatory authority to submit. They will submit a PBRER waiver stating that we have written a PBRER. We will submit that for your reference. So that is acceptable. They do that, but the reporting interval should be same for both. Okay.
Hello.
So that concept we will learn later on. Yeah, tell me.
So hello, Amit sir. Actually, if I am a marketing holder, okay, and if my drug is approved for 2 indications, okay.
Okay.
So we are not going to write that those reports for 2 different indications. Only one report will includes both indications information.
Right. PBRER is always written for the molecule wise, not the indication or formulation wise. Always remember, PBRER is written for molecule, but PADER is written for as per formulation. If there are different formulations, there will be different PADERs for that. That concept we will discuss. But PBRER is always a molecule. That's why PBRER is widely accepted. One molecule name means the generic name, whatever formulation it is being marketed, whatever indication it is being used for, so all will come into the same report. Okay, Sagar?
Yes, yes. And so for the payer, if I'm the marketing authorized holder, so if my company is manufacturing tablet as well as IV, so I need to submit to payers, correct?
Yeah, there will be two different NDAs for that. For tablet
Yes.
formulation, there will be different NDA,
Yes.
and for IV formulation, there will be different NDA. So based on NDA, we submit PADERs. If your molecule is having 10 NDAs, then you will have to submit 10 PADERs.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay. So where were we? I explained the concept of when DSUR and PBRER are written in combination. So now let's discuss the timelines. So timelines, basically, if you say we discuss about PBRER, then if it is approved in EMA, then actually EMA or MHRA, they says that initially for 3 years, you have to submit 6-month PBRER. Okay. They will say 6. This would be in your guideline. I believe I told you to download GVP module 7 and read, right? So 6-month PBRER for 3 years at least they will ask. Okay. Post that 1 year PBRER for next 2 years, means up till 5 years, and then maybe 5 years also, maybe 5 years post that, or well, you can say 3 years, 5 years as per their description, but mostly 5 years we have seen. And also as and when requested by the regulatory authority, requested by the RA, regulatory authority. Okay. So what happens? Suppose your molecule is approved this 1st January, then in July you will have to submit 1st January to 30th June 6-month PBRER report, and then 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. This way, in 3 years you will submit 6, 3 to the 6 PBRERs, and then there onwards 1 year PBRER reporting interval will be 1 year, and then there onwards they might say that regulatory authority might say after 5 years or after 3 years also they might say that we still need 6-month PBRER. So you need to submit 6-month PBRER until they say that now it is okay to submit 1 year PBRER. So when you are submitting a PBRER of reporting interval 1 year, then it might happen that after 1 year itself they said that okay, now you can start submitting 5 year. We are convinced with the safety profile. Okay. Ideally, the standard is 6-month reporting interval PBRER for first 3 years, then 1 year reporting interval PBRER for next 2 years. And after that, whatever the timelines is decided, my reporting interval is decided, be it 1 year, be it 3 year, be it 5 year, or they can request in between also that they will send a request that we need a PBRER from this reporting interval to this reporting interval. So you have to submit that. Okay. Now, what is the timeline as to how many days you can take to submit a PBRER? So suppose if its DLP is 1st Jan and it is a less than 12 months reporting period, like suppose the reporting interval is 1st Jan 2023 to say, let's say 31st October 2023. So how many months are there for this? 10 months, right? Am I correct? 10 months reporting interval.
Yes, sir.
Right. So it is less than 12 months. Right. So if less than 12 months, then you have to submit, within 70 days of DLP. What was the DLP in this case? We discussed the concept of DLP last class.
31st October.
31st October.
31st October. So from 31st October, DLP plus 70 days. So it will come around November, December, January, somewhere 10th January. So by 10th January, your reports should be submitted to regulatory authority. Okay? Less than 12 months. If it is even less than or equal to, if it is even, no, not equal to, less than. If it is even 1 day less than 12 months, then it will be 70 days. And if it is equal to 12 months or greater than that, then 1st Jan, suppose 2023 to 31st December 2023. Now it is equal to 12 months, right? Am I correct? Equal to 12 months?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then what would be the reporting timeline? Then
90.
within
90.
correct, within 90 days of DLP. Okay. Did you get the timelines? If it is less than 12 months, then 70 days, 70th day, by 70th day, it should be submitted to RA. Ideally, we target to submit it 5 days before, but by 70th day, in any case, it should be submitted to RA. And by 90 days in case of equal to or more than 12 months. Okay. Why does it happen? Because if it is less than 12 months, there would be comparatively less data. That's why they give 70 days only. If it is 12 months or more than that, then there could be comparatively greater data insights that needs to be analyzed. So that's why they provide some 20 days extra for that. So it will be 90 days for them. Okay.
Okay, sir. But sir, who decide this reporting interval time?
So you, as I mentioned, now you can see the EURD list. Okay. In that you can find the IBD. And now if you are getting approved for your molecule, then you would know as to this is my IBD. And as per the EMA, above I mentioned that if you have got the recently approved, your molecule is recently approved, then for first 3 years, you have to submit 6-month PBR. So as per 6-month criteria, first 3 years, you will submit every 6 months. Like 1st January, if it is approved, then 1st January 2023 to 30th June 2023. That will be your first reporting period. Then second reporting period will be 1st July 2023 to 31st December 2023. Did you get my point? How do we decide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So moving on to the next. So timelines done. Yeah, tell me.
Sorry to, but
Yeah, tell
I'm a
me.
bit confused about this 6 month and later you wrote about these dates. So what are these dates like?
So
If we
these
are
dates
submitting
are, no, these dates are examples that I told you. Examples to understand as to within how many days you need to prepare the report and submit to regulatory authority. This is the standard timeline. See, that the one which I have highlighted, this is the standard timeline as per EMA.
Okay.
Okay. And this is for example I told you so that you can understand how many days I need to take to prepare the report and submit it to regulatory authority. So suppose if as per schedule, there is an aggregate report schedule that MH prepares. So as per schedule, if you see that it is a 6-month PBR that you have to write. Okay.
Yes.
So if you are writing a 6-month PBR, then you cannot wait till 6 months to write that PBR and submit it. So there is a standard timeline decided that within these many days, you have to submit this report. So if it is a 6-month, then you have to submit within 70 days. If it's a 12-month or more, then you have to submit within 90 days to the regulatory authority. Okay.
So
Am I
after
clear?
6 months, so after 6 months has passed, so we will take the data, correct?
Yes, this see reporting period na, so this is your DLP 31st October. Okay. After this, you will have all the data post this, and then all those data of between this reporting interval. See, you will start collecting data, means you will start collecting or writing the report after 31st October 2023 as per standard timelines. Okay. From 1st November, you can say 1st November 2023, you have started drafting the report. But what data you will take? The data that you will take is from 1st Jan 2023 to 31st October. That is the reporting interval. Okay. Not got.
But we are taking only 6-month data, na, according to the
So 1st January 2023. Okay. Let me write the example. You are getting confused. Now suppose if your reporting period is 30th June 2023, right? Everything depends on the, yeah. So as per 6-month criteria, which you are getting confused. So now it is 6 month. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the DLP 30th June.
Yeah.
Okay. So by 1st July or 2nd July or 3rd July, maybe 7th July, you will download all the data from 1st Jan to 30th Jan, not the 1st July. Okay. So in your report, the data will come from this to this date, right?
To this.
So this is the reporting interval. This is also a reporting. It sometimes happens that they ask for addendum, which is of 9 months, 8 months, 10 months duration. So that is not necessarily that it should be 6 months or 1 year. It could be 8 months, 9 years, 9 months. It could be 1 year, 2 months, 3 months. That could also be there. Standard is there that 6 month, 1 month, 5 year, but sometimes they ask for addendum reports. So those they have a different time, means reporting interval. It is unusual reporting intervals, 9 months, 8 months. 1 year, 3 months, 1 year, 5 months. Okay.
Okay.
So minimum 6 months should be there, right? That they can ask anytime.
Yeah, minimum, because as per the global guidelines, they start to ask the 6-month data from the initial day of approval. So minimum 6 months is not necessary. Sometimes it happens that for PBRER it is you can say that it is necessary, but other than that we write 90-day and 120-day reports also. So I'll explain this once it is clear, all these things. Okay. Did you have I answered all your questions?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
If that report includes data for more than 1 year, then that submission timeline will be more than 90 days, or it will be same?
No. Last 90 days is final. If it is 5 years also, if it is 3 years also, anything, 90 days is final.
Okay.
So this timeline, EMA has given standard timeline, but MH can decide at what month, 1 month or 6 months or 9 months. That can be decided by MH.
No. As per the MA, see, if it is 9 months, 10 months, or anything awkward, means other than 6 months or 1 year, then that comes from the EMA or regulatory authority. But as per MH, you are bound to follow these rules only. You can prepare 6-month PBRER, you can prepare 1 year PBRER, you can prepare 3 year, 5 year, whatever, as per the schedule. So that's why MH, what they do, they have an aggregate report schedule. If someone asks you, where do you get the reporting interval? Where do you get the DLP and all those things? So there is an aggregate report schedule. So based on that, your manager allocates you the aggregate reports. So you can say that there is a master schedule for aggregate reports where we go and cross check whatever. First, so there will be a mail that will come to you that you are assigned to this molecule. This is the DLP. This is the reporting interval and everything. Now you need to cross check from the aggregate master schedule, which is available on your MH SharePoint. So you are there, you will go and put your molecule name and check what is the DLP. Is it provided correctly in the email? What is the reporting interval? Is it provided correctly in the email? So we do prepare a schedule based on which you will come to understand. So no need to worry more about this. The standard things you should remember. What is the global guideline? So there is 6-month PBRER for 3 years. There is 1 year PBRER. There is 5 year PBRER. There are reporting intervals. There are DLPs. There are IBDs. They will ask such type of questions. Okay.
So if it is less than 12, then 70 days, and then if it is more than 12 months, then
This is 90 days. It is a global guideline. It is a global RA guideline, means regulatory authority guideline, that you can't take more than this time. And if you require more than this time, then there are many mails and waivers and everything, kappa and all those things. So in any case, you could not miss this timeline. For signals, the timeline is varied. Means if it is 90 days, you can ask for more extension of 90 days and everything. But for aggregate, you can't ask extension from aggregate, means a regulatory authority. And
so can we start writing the aggregate report before the DLP is raised?
Yes, that I will discuss the timeline now. Then you will start to understand that we start 3 months prior to the DLP. 90 days before the DLP, we start work on the aggregate report.
Okay.
That I will discuss the timeline in the later session, not today only. So did you people get the concept, whatever I told you?
Yes, this 6-month
Any
PBRER
confusion? Any confusion? Somebody is speaking.
PBRER. Hello.
Yeah, Navid, tell me.
So this 6-month paper should be submitted within 70 days of DLP, no?
Right. This is the standard, and internally we keep, like ICSR, you do some cases are to be submitted within 15 days, but you submit it within 12 days, right? Internally. You guys do in ICSR, right? SUSAR is having 7 days timeline, but internally we keep it as an MH as 5 days only, so that we cannot miss that 7 days. So same manner it happens here. If it is 70 days, then we try to complete it within 65 days. If it is 90 days, we try to complete it within 85 days. And some MH keep it constant, whether it is 70 days or 90-day PBR, they will try to finalize it by day 65 only. Some would complete it by 52 days only. Day 52, they will complete all the reports, whether it is 70 day or 90 day. So it depends on MAH to MAH, but the standard process is this only, 70 days and 90 days. Whosoever will ask you question, you have to answer this, and you can say further that there is internal timeline of this as per whatever you have learned in the session. Okay.
So one person will be writing the whole report, or the team will be working on it section wise or something like that?
Actually, what happens that being a safety person, you will be responsible for all the safety sections, and there are different sections like worldwide marketing authorization section that the data will come from the RA team. There is sales data calculation. Some MAH asks safety scientist only to write the sales data. You will request the sales data from the sales team, but calculation and all everything you have to do. But most of the innovator companies, since they have huge data, so the sales data also comes from epidemiologists, means calculated sales data comes. It is ready to put into the aggregate report. So there is a team or stakeholders who are involved along with you, but you will be the main person accountable and responsible to complete that report. Safety sections will be your responsibility. Other than safety sections, whatever sections are there, there might be different stakeholders to whom you need to collaborate and get those data completed.
So do we need to know about those sections, or to have
Yes, you need to know about those sections, because whatever they will give you, you will compile, then you will review that data. If there is any discrepancy, then you can ask them further that in the previous year data, this was there, but it seems something, suppose like last year you got a sales of 15 lakhs and cumulative sales was last year 30 lakhs. Now this year you are getting a sales of 30 lakhs in this reporting period, but cumulative sales is coming to around 34 lakhs or 28 lakhs. Then that is a discrepancy. So they have given some wrong data. So you'll need to ask them as to, I got this sales data, then after calculation, I'm getting this. Can you kindly recheck and confirm the calculation sales data? Then they will reconfirm as to whether what mistake has been done. So you need to know each and every section, whatever goes in that section, because you need to review, you need to confirm that these all the sections are fine. There is no data discrepancy in that.
So we will be interviewed on all the aggregate report.
Mostly they interview on safety sections, but you have to be prepared for all the sections. Sales and interview safety sections. These are the main sections that they ask in aggregated.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
So,
Any other question?
Yeah. So final report will be shared by 60%.
Final report we will draft and share it to the regulatory authority team by day minus 65, suppose karo. And then from minus 60 means for day 65, sorry, not minus, day 6 DLP plus 65, and that 5 days we give RA to submit the report, so that they can submit it by within 67 or 68 days they will submit it. Any other question?
Yeah, I am in, sir.
Yeah.
So DLP is deciding by MH, right? As per the schedule or that things.
Yes, DLP will be, see, it will automatically be calculated. Like suppose 1st January, your drug is approved and you have to submit 6-month PBR. So your DLP automatically will be 6 months after that, like 1st January, so 30th June 2023 will be your DLP. So DLP is decided based on the starting reporting period, or IBD you can say. And the duration or reporting interval of that PBR. If it is 6 months, 1 year, depending on that DLP variates. But IBD is fixed.
Okay. Yes, I got it.
Okay. Any other question?
Is there any other section like sales, safety, and any other section?
What I missed your starting question.
Like you told about the sections, na. So is there any other section like sales, safety, and any other section?
Yes, there are sections. There are clinical trial sections. There are non-clinical section. There are literature section. There is late breaking information. There is medical affairs section like benefit, which I am talking now. As to efficacy section, you can say. So those are medical affairs sections. So there are different stakeholders involved in one aggregate report.
Okay.
Any other question?
Hello, Amit. This
Yeah.
timeline is only for the PBRER, correct?
Yeah, this is for PBRs.
Okay, and EMI.
PBRs. PBRs, EMA, basically whatever EMA follows or MHRA follows, the same is followed throughout the world. There's a different timeline for PBR.
Okay.
So PBR I am not covering right now because we are more focused on PBR. PBR we will cover in the last session. So in one day, everything can be covered on that PBR.
Hi, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
You said that this will be submitted via safety team to via safety person to the RA. So this submission will be via any database or via any tool, or how maybe it would be covered in later section of the session. But I just got a doubt.
Yeah, so submission RA people do, we don't do. What we do that we will finalize the document, get it approved, get it published, and we will share the link that publishing where the document is kept, because there is a standard tool, or you can say document management system for each client. Like some use Please Review, some use Cara, some use Viva Vault. Well, there are different tools that are being used. So we will finalize the report in those tools and send the published document link to the RA that this document is published and kept at this link for your further action and submission. So now they will pick the report from that Viva Vault, or through the Viva Vault there is a submission gateway. So they will that access the RA people have. So they will take the link, they will take the report, they will submit it through those gateways to the respective authorities. That is their responsibility. Once it is submitted, they will confirm us that we have submitted this report. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Our responsibility is write and complete, get approved, write, approval, and publishing. After that, RA will take the responsibility to submit it. Okay. Any other question?
Hello, sir. So approval will be taken from which all persons, like managers and all that, or?
No, not managers. Approval means, see what happens. These are the ways, the later part of the training session, but you guys are asking all the questions today only. So we will not be able to cover the other part, which I have decided for today. But still, I would suggest that whatever doubt if you have on whatever we have learned till now, then stick to that. Otherwise, there are many questions. I know that aggregate is there, so you will be having many questions. So coming to your approval question, what happens? Every molecule has a physician assigned to it. So that physician, one person, that will be approval. Then there will be a TA head, therapeutic area head. That could be approval for that molecule. That therapeutic area head, if he is a physician, then he is the only approval. So one or two people will be there to approve the document.
Oh, okay.
The most responsible person for it is TA head, and if it is for EU region, then QPPV.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
One last.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens that two ICSR team that aggregate report team asked to close that means complete those cases by
right
the timeline. So
right.
why that happens? Because we still have 70 more days to complete that report now.
You still have 70 more days, but I have the time till DLP only. I need to get the case closed by 30th June is my DLP. So I need to get that close submitted by 30th June. Because if it is submitted after 1st July, then it will not fall into my reporting period, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I need to get the case submitted. Whenever I will pull the data, if the case is not submitted, but it is databased into the like it is in the open state into the Argus. So I need the ICSR people to close that case before the DLP. If they are not closing it before the DLP, then also we will ask them that, means before the DLP itself, we ask them to close. But if there is certain scenario, then also we can ask them to close it 1 or 2 days after. There is a late breaking section. So that will come into picture. I'll tell you about that. But that's why we need, because we need the submitted cases only to present into our report. If the case is open, we cannot present because anything can happen. If you receive some follow-up, then you will open the case and you will include that follow-up information in the same, and there would be some critical information that we would be missing. Right?
Yes, sir.
So that's why we ask you to close the case. Any other question? No, right? Let's move on to the next part. So we will discuss the timelines, aggregate planning. How do we do the aggregate planning? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you will get an email from your manager. Ideally, the process is the same. Like you get email, or there will be some tools which you are using in ICSR to get the cases assigned. So here what will happen, that your manager will assign you the report. He'll ask you that this is the report. Author is assigned, QCR is assigned, physician is assigned to that. And then you will be asked to start working on the report. Now, suppose if your DLP is 1st April, suppose 1st April 2024. So you will get an email 1 quarter prior to the start of the DLP. Okay, mostly. Sometimes some companies, what they do, that they will assign 6 months in advance. So it depends on company to company. So at least a quarter before you will get, because you have to start a quarter before. So when you get an email, then there you would be having some time. Other than some ad hoc reports also come, so leave them. But for now, understand that you will get ample time to start. So what happens, that once you get the report, you saw that your DLP is 1st April 2024. So now you need to act on the report on 1st Jan 2024. You should start working on the DLP minus 90 days, means 3 months prior to the DLP, we start working on the report. Now, here comes the question. Somebody would ask you that is it standard timeline? So it is not a standard timeline, but most of the clients or MH follow the same. In generic companies, what happened, that they start work some DLP minus 15 days or 30 days, because those are the established molecules. So they do know, they have idea, they have less stakeholders and all those. So need not to worry about that. But this is the standard one that I have showed here, so that you can by heart this timelines only. And if anybody asks, then you can say that we follow this, but it's still there are different timelines followed by different clients, but we follow this. Okay, because innovator companies, they follow this timeline only for PBRs. There is generic company, they start DLP minus 30, DLP minus 20. That is a different part. So most of them follow this only. So what happens, that on DLP minus 90 days, means if your 1st April 2024 is the DLP, then on 1st January or 2nd January, it will be DLP minus 90 days. So what you will do, that you will, if it is a 2nd PBR, 3rd PBR or 4th PBR, so you will go to the previous year PBR folder. You will see what was the stakeholder information there. There would be a sheet or email pasted there in the SharePoint, which was shared last week. So you will take all those stakeholders information. Stakeholder means there would be different people who would be the contributors. Like suppose if you need to get the worldwide marketing authorization, then there will be a RA person listed in that list. Then for clinical trials, there will be a clinical trial person. For data outputs, line listings, there will be a GBD or data output person. There will be a data output person. There will be a physician assigned to your molecule. There will be safety scientist you are there. Then there will be a QCR assigned to that molecule. There will be medical affairs team who assigned to that molecule. There will be sales team. So every department, whichever is required for that aggregate, the contact person or the POC for that department would be listed in that stakeholder list. Now what you will do, you will take that stakeholder list, prepare according to that. You will draft an email to all the stakeholders put them into CC your manager or whatever as per the process, and then write an email that this means, suppose like you will write that this is to inform you that Clovita Sol PBR of reporting interval 1st January 2024 to 31st December 2024 is upcoming. These are the below listed stakeholders for each department. Kindly confirm or let me know your backup or if the person is replaced, so that it is ideally this email is sent to confirm that all the stakeholders which were present earlier are the same, or is there any change, then you need to change the stakeholder so that you don't have any hiccup while writing the report. Did you get my point? Why do we confirm the stakeholders?
Yeah.
People?
Yes, Amin.
Okay. Okay. Now what happens? PBRER is clinical trial information is most important, and we need to get clinical trial information and data outputs, or you can say line listings. So we send an email to both. There is a template. Don't worry that you have to write an email. Everything has a template. So mail template will also be there for clinical trial. There will be template that these are the ongoing clinical trials. These are completed clinical trials as per the previous report. Everything you will populate as per the previous report. So you will ask the clinical trial team that these are the trials that were ongoing last reporting period. So kindly confirm if these are still ongoing, or let us know the completed. Means there is a Excel in which there will be ongoing trials, completed trials, all during the reporting period only. So they will confirm you from their side. They will send you the data that, okay, this is the clinical trial that was completed. These are the exposure data, means how many patients were exposed. If any safety information they are aware, then they will present all those things. So we need request them the clinical trial information request. In the same manner, we request the data outputs request. Data outputs means what I mean to say, like suppose if you are writing medication error section, so they will give you the medication error line listing. You are writing off-label use cases, they will give you the off-label line listing. If you are writing certain risks, suppose risk is there are 10 risks: hypertension, cardiac disorder, liver injury. There are 10 risks to that molecule. So they will give different 10 line listings of those. So they will give you 10 line listings of those risks. So you will need to analyze those line listings that I'll teach you later on as to how to analyze everything and present. So first you need to get the data. So on DLP minus 80 days, you will request both the clinical trial and data outputs request. Okay. So till here you have confirmed the stakeholder, you have requested the clinical trial information, you have requested the data outputs. Now what will happen is strategy is required, a kickoff meeting. Kickoff meeting means strategy. You can say strategy meeting or kickoff meeting. So what that meeting has to be done DLP minus 30 days. Not more than that. DLP minus 30 days. You can do it prior to that, but not later than that. So in kickoff meeting, what happens that there is a set template section wise, like section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4. So you will strategize those sections that looking at the previous kickoff meeting decks, or if you are writing the first paper, then you will, according to your understanding, you will draft that kickoff meeting. You will discuss with your physician as to whatever you have is fine. Then you will go to the kickoff meeting and discuss with larger group. So like suppose if you are saying that sales data, you are requesting some sales data. So salesperson will be there and all the stakeholders you have to invite in kickoff meeting. Okay. So what will happen that there will be a salesperson. So you will ask him that I need sales data. Now, if there is any other requirement, so you will say like, I need region wise, give me this separate sales for Europe, for US, for every. That it might happen that some specific country you would need. Then you would say that I need a specific Canada, suppose Canada sells differently. So, and so kickoff meeting is basically the strategy as to what you have decided as to what all things are required to you to write that report. So that you will convey to all the stakeholders during the kickoff meeting. So suppose if you are writing a risk section, so like if, this drug-induced liver injury is there as a risk. So how will you get the cases for drug-induced liver injury? So you have to decide on a strategy. So you will ask the physician in that call or the therapeutic area head or whoever is responsible for that. So you'll ask them that since this is a drug-induced liver injury is the case risk, so I am taking a narrow SMQ. If it is an important identified risk, I am taking. I propose to take narrow SMQ of hepatic disorders comprehensive वैसा करके. So these are the strategies, means you will discuss the strategy as to what is your strategy, what is your planning as to how you are going to write all those sections, and whatever data or anything is required to you, how the stakeholders can support you to get all those data and help you to complete the report. Did you get the meaning as to why do we do kickoff meetings?
Basically, we are giving them our
strategy.
expectation.
Yeah, strategy. Yes, Sagar, what you are saying?
Yeah, we are sharing our expectations, what all data we require to
Right.
submit this report.
Right. Sharing our expectations, seeking their, if they are having any challenges to provide the data, so what could be the workout around that? Because these will be the practical questions. Suppose you say that clinical trial information I need by DLP plus 7, not later than that. But the clinical trial person tells you that no, we can't give by DLP plus 7, it will take us DLP plus 15. So how will you adjust that? So these are the practical questions that would be asked. How will you handle this situation? So those things you need to understand. Like suppose if they are asking for more time, then you can say, okay, we will draft meanwhile these sections, and once they have provided, then I'll draft all those and provide them. Or maybe I have drafted all the other sections, I'll get it reviewed, and then clinical trial sections I'll get reviewed later. So these are all the strategies how you develop to foresee the challenges and mitigate them in the kickoff meeting. Okay. So moving to the next, draft listings. Draft listings means the listings. Ideally, you need data till DLP. Okay. But what happens that there are huge amount of data. So we first request draft listings, whether it is clinical trial information or data outputs. Mainly the data outputs are there that are the large data. So we will ask them for a draft listing by DLP minus 25 so that we can start drafting the report. So till DLP minus 25, they will give us the draft line list. They will give us the draft line listings and we will start drafting the report based on the data, whatever is available. Then once they give us the final line listing on DLP plus 7, DLP plus 8, then whatever data is there from minus 25 to 7 to DLP plus 7, 8, that if there is anything, then we will populate into the report. Otherwise, it is fine. Did you get the meaning as to why do we request draft line listings?
No, could you please repeat?
Okay. Suppose if you are getting, there are 1,000 cases, your molecule is there, and for one risk you get 1,000 cases. And if you are waiting till DLP plus 7 to get the final listing and start working on the draft, it will be quite late. So what happens? We request that before 25 days prior to the DLP, give me the draft line listing. So suppose if on DLP plus 7, it has to give you 1,000 cases, then by minus 25, there will be at least 950, 960 or 900 cases, which you could have evaluated by DLP plus 7. And the remaining which came on DLP plus 7, 50, 60 cases, you can evaluate those and you will meet the timelines to start the review. That's why we ask for draft listings and prepare the report before the DLP itself. Did you get the concept? No.
Yes.
Yes, we got, but draft line listing, who gives me the draft line listing, like
The
respective
person you
stakeholders?
have requested data outputs mail request, third, this column, there will be a data output team or SDTM team, which gives us the line listing. This data output team is a stakeholder for us in this report because they will give us the line listing. You will get a list. You will get to know who is your data output person. So you will request them with the reporting interval, with the risk, with the sections which you need. They have a standard template risk you have to populate. So you will get data from them. They are the person who are generating line listings for us from Argus. So they will give you the ready-made data. Okay. Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay. So basic concept you got now. Why do we take the draft line listing? So that we are well prepared and we have drafted the report by the DLP, and post DLP, DLP plus 7, DLP plus 8 or DLP plus 10, whatever is your timeline, By that time, you will get the final line listing, final everything. You can compare just with the draft, and whatever changes are there, or whatever new cases are added, you need to analyze those only in those days. So that, because after DLP, you will have very less time to complete the report. So that's why we start working on the report much prior to the DLP. Okay. So then moving on, draft all sections. So ideally, we try to draft all the sections with the draft listings and everything by DLP -7. And those data which are dependent on DLP, so whatever they will come after DLP, we will draft it to the section and prepare the report. Maximum final listings, we ask for DLP +7, but I have kept it 10 so that some clients also give by 10. So keep it at DLP +10 because you have already prepared the draft by DLP. Now DLP +10, you will get the final listing. You will just have to match. So there will be 14 days around 10 to 20 DLP +24. So by 24 days, you should complete the draft completely with every line listing cases, everything, whatever section is there, that should be completed by you by DLP +24. So did you get my point as to why do we take draft line listings? Because after DLP, if we say we have only 24 days, but if we get the line listings on -25, then we have 50 days to complete this section. And there are a huge amount of data that needs to be populated and it takes time. So that's why we keep it conservatively like this. Now, did you get the point? Why do we get draft line listings?
Yes.
Okay. So far, DLP +24, we will get the data and then we will start core team review. Means 24, you have completed the report. From as an author, you have completed the report. Everything is complete from your end. If some data has not come, then that is a different scenario. That is a challenging scenario that how you need to tackle. Those are different. But ideally, you should complete the report by DLP +24. Okay. Then core team review. Core team review means suppose if it is you can say, suppose if it is a medical affairs section, so there would be some head of that medical affairs section, but there would be some authors or contributors like you guys will be contributing or authoring. So there will be some authors in that section who will review. If they have to author, then you have to get it authored within DLP +24. But if you are authoring, then only authoring and they are just reviewing, then those will be a part of core team review. So whatever sections are there, whosoever function is responsible for it, you will initiate a core team review in the document management system, whether it is Please Review, whether it is Kera, whether it is Viva Vault, whatever document management system is being used by your client, you will initiate the core team review for that report, which you have drafted till DLP +24. You will give them at least 5 days. That is the standard to review and provide their comments. Did you get what is the core team review? They are just like you, means you are the authoring part here. So they will also be the doers part or IC part of that. So they will review the report who are day in, day out on that function as per their function. They will not review the whole report. Like if it's a RA section, then only RA person will review only the RA section. He will not go to review the safety section. So they will review their sections and they will provide their inputs. Whatever comment comes, you have again 5 days to address all those comments. Comment resolution will be there. Now what happens here? Suppose there could be some comments which need their input again. So in advance only you will keep a CRT team review comment resolution meeting. And if required, you will conduct that meeting, or otherwise, if all the comments you can address on yourself, no need to get their thought on that, then you can address on your own, cancel the meeting, and you can send the document to them for confirmation that all the comments are resolved. And once they confirm, then you will clean all those things and send the document for quality review. Again, quality review, it will take 5 days. At least 5 days you have to give them so that they can review the report and give their comments. Once they have provided their comments, now this is all getting the copy reviewed, getting the comments, getting the comment resolves. These are all these parts of all. So quality review will review. He will, ideally the quality review person is from you only. He is a senior person in your team who will review the document, whatever is drafted, whatever core comments you have resolved, everything. If there is any comments, he or she will provide, and you can address those comments within 5 days. And once the document is quality reviewed, everything ready, you will clean the copy, and the same clean copy you will initiate senior review. Senior review, these are the functional area heads. It will be RA head or RA assigned head, therapeutic area head or therapeutic area assigned delegate. Whatever departments are there, their heads will be reviewing this, and there are mainly 5 to 6 departments only. So they will review and provide your comments, and you can address their comments then in 4 to 5 days. And once their comment is resolved, everything is ready. Some companies say that at least 2 days you will give to QCR to have a look at the document to finalize. And some will say that you can finalize after senior review, no problem with that. So it depends on the scenario. So after the senior review comments are resolved, and in senior review, you don't get many comments because everything is adjusted by the time quality review is done. So in senior review, whatever comments you get, you will resolve them, make a clean copy, then initiate the approval. Whosoever approvers are there, it might be QPPV if it is for EU region. If it was for other region, then it might be your physician, therapeutic area head or anyone. Once the approval is done, then you can initiate the publishing. So there is a different publishing team. After the approval, you will share the document management systems link and you will raise a request form. So publishing team will look at those and make the document ready for submission. So they will publish it, they will create the TOC and everything. They will publish the document, make it ready for submission into the gateway, and they will confirm you that the document is now published and ready for distribution. So you will then send an distribution email to RA that yes, the document is published and it is available in the document management system at this link. You can take the document and do your further action and submit them. So this is all the process or planning or timelines, you can say, for one aggregate report. Any questions in this?
Hello, sir. Might be in small organization, publishing teams is not working there. Then do we need
Then
to work for publish its
yes,
publication?
then we only create the PDF, we only do all the things and we need to publish it.
Okay. So basically it's includes only the rectification of data and creating PDF file only or anything else as well.
Publishing team, they won't look at the data. They are not concerned about the data. If there is any formatting issue, if there is any thing that is coming as awkward on generating a PDF, so those things they will ask you to rectify. Suppose if there is any formatting, then they will tell you that this is not aligned, that is not aligned. They will ask your permission. And if you say them that, okay, you can publish or you can modify the formatting issues, whatever that, they will do the modification and they will create a PDF for you.
Okay.
Okay, they will not see the content as to what content is written, what data consistency. Those are has to be done by the at the quality reviewer stage only. That is your team's responsibility, not the publishing team's responsibility. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Amit sir.
Yeah, Kiran.
So like whole report we need to write on the Word, and then at a finalize we will publish in a PDF format.
Right.
So do we need to attach the line listing or that things into that report?
Line listings are not attached. There are appendices that are attached. So those are different appendices that are attached. So they will be in a separate format.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but they will be appended when you are publishing. Your publishing team is appending. When they are publishing, they will append it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Hello, Amit.
Any, yeah.
This one is the general workflow for the all type of aggregate reports, correct?
PBRER.
PBRER. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever we are discussing for PBRER.
Okay.
Any other question?
But in India also we submit paper.
Yes, we do submit. Nowadays they have started a new Sugam portal, but that is quite hectic and everything. They are still working on all those things.
Okay.
Any other question? Okay. So I'll move to the next. Okay. So now what happens? Now let's come to the aggregate reports. So ideally, if if you saw that guidance document, then there would be 20 sections into the aggregate report. Apart from those 20 sections, there is one executive summary that is being written. So I'll show you the complete template, but step by step. Each section we will go step by step. So let's first start today. At least we should have something that a section should be completed at least. Now onwards, so we will complete 2 to 3 sections. If it is not a safety section, if it is a safety section, then at least half or one we will try to cover in subsequent training sessions. So today I'll start with the introduction section. Okay. So let me tell you, what does the introduction section cover? See, this is the introduction section. Did you guys go through that GVP module? Did you see the sections and everything in that?
Yes,
In
Amit.
GVP module? Okay, so you would be aware that there are 20 sections, what those sections headings are there. At least headings and everything you are aware. So I will explain each and everything. So let's start with the first section of the aggregate report. Ideally, executive summary is the first section. It is on top, but that is a replica of the below 20 sections. So that's why I'm not telling you executive summary right now. It will be the last section that we will cover once we have covered the whole of the aggregate report, means PBRER. So let's start with the first section, that is the introduction section. So what does the introduction section say? I have written certain text because it is a template text that will come. So you will also, when you will be working, there will be template text. It is not that everything you have to write up only. There is a template text. The text, you just have to write some data, whatever data is coming from the Excel and all. So you need to write those data, feed in those data into. So when we start the introduction section, first we say that what is the reporting interval, or how much time, like 6 months or 1 year. So I'm saying that this is the first PBRER. I'm explaining you first PBRER because we will learn with the first PBRER. Then only you will understand all the concepts. Otherwise, subsequent PBRER, if you run, then most of the things will miss. So this is the first PBRER. Here I forgot to mention. This is a 6. This is the first 6-month PBRER. This is the first 6-month periodic. It should be there. We write this interchangeably at currently. So this is the first 6-month periodic safety update. Yeah, PSUR/PBRER by company name. Suppose if you're writing for Pfizer, if you're writing for Novartis, whatever company you are writing, you can write that name here. Then, or its global affiliates. There will be marketing authorization holders, means there will be marketing partners along with business partners, marketing partners along with suppose if you're writing for Pfizer or Novartis or ABC, any company. So there will be some marketing partners for those companies. So that's why we write or its global affiliates, because we take data from them also. And global affiliates, and in bracket you can specify that your MH Pfizer you can write referred here in. यहाँ पे आप ऐसे लिख सकते हो कि इसके बाद means after this wherever affiliates are affiliate data is there, it will be called as Pfizer only or Novartis only, referred in here onwards as Pfizer. Suppose MH is specified, whatever in bold is there now. So you can write MH. MH is specified, you can remove and write Pfizer referred in. मतलब कि इसके बाद after this whatever data is there, it will be considered as Pfizer data only. I have declared here that it might be from my global affiliates or marketing partners, but it will be referred to as a Pfizer data. So this is the standard term. Then for which molecule you are writing. So I'm writing for clobetasol. I have kept it as clobetasol. Okay. Then now why which guidelines you used to prepare this PBRER. So the PBRER was prepared for submission to health authority. So you can write if you're submitting for EMA, for you are submitting for suppose NVISA, whatever. If it is 2 to 3 MS, then you can write all those names. Otherwise, if it is a global PBRER, then you can remove this. If it is a global PBRER, you can remove this. This whatever I have highlighted, you can remove this and write this PBRER was prepared based on IBD as defined in ICH E2C R2 and the EMA guidance on this. This date is the ICH guideline effective date, this E2C R2 date. Okay. guideline date I will write here so that it is not confusing. Guideline date. So this date is ICH E2C R2 when it came into effect. Ideally, it was 2013, I believe. So you can write 2013, ICH 2013. And guideline, and in the EMA guideline on GVP module 7 and the guideline date for it also. You can write a guideline date for this also. Did you get the point? This is the standard text that you need to write. Nobody will ask you in the interview, but for your knowledge purpose, because you will be drafting the report practically into all these sessions. So that's why you have to write this like this only. Okay. Nobody asks these questions in the interviews, but still. You got the point? Any doubt till here? Okay. Now, you will provide what is the IBD for the molecule. The IBD for clobetasol is you can give this date. Then this PBRER presents, it is also a standard summary. Presents the cumulative as well as reporting period, or the cumulative data only you can write. It can be variated. No need to write literature. This is the standard text. It will come. I told you here because so that you are in the practice to write and you know, but it will be there in the template. What happens? A company or an MH gives it its templates on which you have to populate the data. So in that template, this text will be in black only. They have two colors. They use two colors, black and blue. So black is fixed. You cannot change that template. But blue data, you need to fill the data in that, like company name, which I have highlighted in black, this bold. So it will be in blue in that template. So you need to change all this data, whatever is there. Okay. So this will be a template that you will get when you are writing the aggregate report. Now, after writing this template, what more information you provide in this introduction section? So you will provide the drug information, the mechanism of action of the drug, if any common adverse reaction, like many adverse reactions are there, but only the common one, if very common adverse reactions are given, then you can provide. And what is the strength of the molecule? Means it is strength and formulation both, not only strength.
All the strength and formulation we can write here.
I'm sorry?
So if a molecule, we can write all the strength and formulation.
Yes, whatever in strength and formulation is there in your RSI, which you are using, you have to write here. Okay. Now I'll show you the example. Don't worry. How do we write? So this is the data, what will come. So now did you get drug info? Now what drug info and from where you will get the data? Okay. So for all this information, what source you will use is the RSI that you are using for this PBRER. Okay. RSI, I mean to say either it is CDS, it is SMPC, whatever RSI you are using for this PBRER, this data will come from that RSI. Okay. So now clobetasol RSI, I have SMPC, I have downloaded. So I have that SMPC. So I'll come and show you. See, you can see this pharmacological properties section of RSI. This is the RSI of clobetasol. Okay. Summary of product character, SMPC. So how we need to populate that data from there. We will go to that pharmacological section to populate that data. So here you can see, I told drug information. So what is the drug information provided here? Clobetasol is a highly active corticosteroid with anti-inflammatory, antipyretic. The most significant effect of clobetasol propionate is a non-specific anti-inflammatory, partially due to mechanism of action. The action also they have provided in short. So this is the only information that you will not take information from anywhere else. Whatever is there in your RSI, that only you can populate there. RSI is your source of info for this. So come and populate here. I think I'm not able to copy paste. Yeah. Okay. It is direct copy paste. Okay. So we have covered the drug info and the mechanism of action also here. Okay. Now we will see, is there any common adverse reaction for this. Kinetic properties now.
Up, Amit, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Up. You need to go
Up. Which one? Acha, warning
common
and
area.
precaution.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Your own.
Here you can see common adverse reactions are given. So this only you need to do because there are a lot of areas that is given. You can't present everything. So most common you can present or your reference. Okay, then strength and formulation. It will also be above. This is the strength and formulation. यहाँ पे आपको लिखना पड़ेगा the strength strength and formulation for clobetasol is this indication we have missed. We have to write indication also. Okay. Yeah. For this, no, you will write the indication. Indication, they have given here all these indications. This is how we write this section, and this is how we use the source. These two things are more important. How you write the section, what is the source that you use. इसको bold कर दो आप. Psoriasis, lichen planus is also there. Okay. So this is how the introduction section will look. Okay. Did you get how did I populate the data, what source I used, from where I took the info? And it is not necessary that all the RSIs will have the info in the same section. Means somewhere here and there, you will find all this information. Nothing beyond that.
So how to know which RSI to use then for drug?
Yeah. So what happens that if you are an MH, then suppose most of the MH are working in many regions. So they do have a CDS. So we use CDS for as an RSI for whole of the PBRER. And if suppose CDS is not available, then if you are writing a PBRER for suppose EMA region, then you will use SMPC. If you are writing a PBRER for Canada, then you will use Canada PI. If you are writing a reason for Australia, then you will use Australian PI, whatever is there. Did you get? That's why to harmonize everything, every company has mostly, they are the bigger MS, so they have a CDS, that is a company core data sheet. So in that, there is a company core safety information. From there, you can take all the information or whatever. Regarding safety in company core safety information, and for the molecule, there are different sections in which you will.
What if it's a global
Did you get the point? Global PBRER CDS.
Yeah, but CDS not there then.
Then whatever is they will be having a RSI list. Means the companies do have a RSI list as to which RSI is to be considered as core RSI. That RSI they will call as core. Suppose its major market is in EMA. So they will keep SMPC as core RSI. In that case, if you are writing a global PBRER, you will use SMPC as core RSI. But there will be definitely your company MH has could have provided you an Excel as to which is the core RSI. For every molecule, they have a core RSI list. From that, you need to search which core RSI to use for this molecule. and accordingly you will use for that global PBR. Okay. Any other question till now? Did you guys get as to how do we write the introduction section?
So yeah, can you tell us what interviewer may ask about the introduction part?
Introduction section, ideally they don't ask, but because it is, everybody knows that it is a ready available information. But if they ask, they can ask you as to what information do you provide in introduction section and what is the source from where you get this information. These are the two basic questions that comes. Okay. In every aggregate section, you have to be mindful of the source from where you are taking the data, because that is an interview question also. Everybody will ask as to what is the source, from where did you get this information, or how do you get this information. So source is very important for aggregate. Just like if someone has done MFARM and also they would be referencing, so you will have to refer here as one. So in the reference section, you will provide RSI as one. So we do cross-referring also. Okay. Any other question? People on the call, any question from anybody? If no, then we can move forward.
So, sir, that means after closing every sentence in brackets, we need to mention reference number and at the bottom.
Not every sentence. Like suppose this paragraph is
Okay.
closing. This paragraph is closing here, right? So you can write one. Then this paragraph, since the indication is taken from here, so indication is mentioned here, so you can write one here. This also you can write one here. And no need to give reference here because it is not required. The information that is coming from the RSI you are providing here, you can reference it here. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any other question? If no, then write down the name of molecule atorvastatin. Everybody, I hope you would be having your copy pen, everything. So write down the name of the molecule as atorvastatin, or this molecule. Consider it as the first PBR and write the introduction section for this molecule. So what do you need to do? Anybody can explain me? How can you write that section? First thing, what you would need to do?
First, we need a template.
Template, I can share this so that you can understand as to how the template flows.
Then we have to
RSI.
Correct.
RSI.
So you need to download the RSI from the open source. For atorvastatin, it would be available. Download the RSI. SMPC would be available, I believe. So you can download the SMPC, and from there you can write this section. In the next session, we will discuss if you have any doubt. Otherwise, any one of you can present as to how you have, and for everybody's understanding. Did you get it? Atorvastatin, right?
Yes, Amit.
Okay. Everybody, atorvastatin introduction section. In next session, we will see as to how you guys have written. Okay. Now, any doubts from the previous exercise that you got? Any difficulty in anybody to populate that, or if you have any question on that previous session that we had?
Signal detection, right?
Yeah, signal detection, causality assessment, and all.
Yeah. So I have doubt. So for signal detection, we are only categorizing the signal, right? Till that part we have done.
Yeah, cases you are just have to categorize category A, B, C. Did you find any category A case?
So I have not
No.
done that exercise actually. So
Okay, so whosoever did you find any category A case?
No.
Okay, and category B, there were, right?
Yes, category B. Yeah.
And any category C cases also? Limited info cases were there? Any limited or no info cases?
Yes, I got 2 category C. Like I.
Okay, great. So what was your inference on that based on the means category C cases are there, so you won't be able to judge anything. But what about category B cases? Were you able to means summarize something whether you should proceed with the validation or how is it? What information did you find in the category B cases? Anybody can say. It's not necessary that Amruta only has to. Anybody else can say. Any conclusion you people reached, whether you consider it as a signal detected and need to go for validation, or how is it?
For me, I did not validate, like, as per my opinion, there was not a single validated signal because there was, even though for some cases there was a positive de-challenge, but confounders were there, for example, medical history or the con-med. So for me, there was not a single validated signal. I might be missing
Okay.
something.
Good. So it won't be considered as a signal because there were no such cases which could means propel you to go further and validate. Now you don't use the term no validated signal here because you are detecting it. So you can say that I did not find this signal as detected because the category B cases which I got were either confounded by some or the other factors. Simple. That's it. Validated
Okay.
term we use when we do the validation. So
Got it.
terminology
Good.
is quite important in these signals and aggregates.
So if there are no confounding factor, then only we will validate.
Yeah, if the not the confounding factor only, like suppose if there are no confounding factor, there is relevant lab test data and all those things. And there are a few other factors, but for now, whatever you have learned, if it should be noteworthy or index cases. So that you can say that, like suppose she has got positive de-challenge in some cases. And if there could not have been any confounders in those cases, whether relevant lab test is given or not, no problem. But if there are no confounders in that case, then she will say that it is a suspected, means we can consider it as a signal detected. So we need to validate it. So then in validation, you will see few more data based on which you will say whether it is validated. So how this means, did you get my point? How do we say that it is detected? She has a positive de-challenge, but there was confounder. That's why she's saying that it is not well detected. But I'll say if there was no confounder and it is a positive de-challenge, then I would consider it as a detected signal and will go for validation. Okay.
Even if some information missing, for example, indication or conmits are missing and the DCH is positive, still we will say that this is not detected as a signal, right?
What is positive?
Only D-challenge is positive and other information is missing, like indication, concomitant medication, or action taken. If that information is missing, but only the D-challenge is positive. So we will again consider this as a missing information, right?
This can give us a suspected, means we can suscept that it could be related, but only single case with positive D-challenge won't propel us to go for validation. If suppose there are 4 or 5 D-challenge positive cases with no information, like no conmed and all, then we can suspect that it could be. So it is conservatively better to go for validation.
Okay, got it.
Any other question till now? Because
hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. If there is information that confounding factor has a responsible for the any associated reaction, for example, one conveyed or co-suspect. So can we consider or can we categorize it as a category C? Because we have a, as per the RSI, we can found that the amoxicillin may have a skin reaction. So can we consider it as a category C?
No, it will be category B only. Category C only those cases which have either
Like
no
from
info,
the positive challenge.
No positive challenge, nothing. If there is some information, those 5-6 criteria we discussed, and we have 2 to 3 information and rest are missing, it will be category B. Only category C cases are those which have either limited info, means unknown indication, just event given, no onset latency, no recovery, matlab recovery whether it is recovered or not, no outcome, no, nothing is given. Only drug and event is given, indication might be there. But whatever factors we discussed, though, none of them are present in the case. Then that will be category C by default. That is limited info, no info. And if we have 2 to 3 information, then that will be category B.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Welcome.
And Amit sir, if we get any case which is falling under category A, if a single case will be there, then that case will be go for validation.
Right, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Any other question?
And is there like number that we will consider if number of cases fall under category B or C?
For what?
Mostly B to go for validation.
Yeah, a number of cases not required. A number of cases now. What is the strength of evidence in those cases? That is the most important thing. Strength of evidence means whatever information you are getting, how much strength those information have in those cases. If it is 2 or 3 parameters that you are getting, then how much strength those are having and how repeatedly they are. Like the challenge positive we discussed. In single case, the challenge positive and rest other information is not there, then that is not a good case for us to go forward. But if there are 4, 5, 6, 10 cases with the challenge positive with the same criteria, then it can form a basis to go for validation.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So I believe we can conclude the session now. Before leaving, just tell me, how is the training ongoing? Are you people able to? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Amit, actually, I have a doubt. Like for paper report, should you prepare the report for only marketed product? I think.
Yes, if it is the marketing approval, if you have the NDA approval, then only you can prepare the PBR, not before that.
Okay, that means in clinical trial we can't evaluate the risk analysis sector, no?
I'm sorry?
In clinical trial product, that time we are not preparing the paper report, I think.
That time we are preparing DSUR.
DSUR, okay.
Okay. So, guys, before concluding, I just had a question, like, how the trainings are ongoing. Means, are you people getting the concepts? My pace is optimum, or do I need to slow down a bit? What is your feedback on that? Means, anything you need as an improvement or anything, so that we can improvise accordingly into the next session, because you should understand whatever I am teaching.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me. Yes, Shahrukh, tell me.
So I was thinking that whatever you are teaching us, we are not practicing on a real life data, right? Correct.
Correct.
But we are just listening to you on Sunday to Sunday, so it might get lost on our head, in our head. So what is the solution for that?
So that's why I am like, suppose I taught you introduction section today. So currently, since we are starting, so I am giving you less work so that you can work, understand those things, write it on your own, so that when you come to the next class, it is afresh in your mind as to what you learned on introduction section. In the same manner, as we progress forward, we will get the different sections. You people have to write up all those sections in this 1 week time when you have the time. So that is how you can practice and keep it memorized in your mind. And later on, as we progress, so suppose if you have covered 4 to 5 sections, then I'll give you some molecule and ask to write all those 4 to 5 sections. So this is how we will keep on memorizing, visualizing, and remembering each and every step going forward.
Okay, that works. Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Hello, Amit sir. Can you give more reference documents which we can refer for our study, or any video or any something which will be more helpful?
Actually, reference documents, you can search through open source, whatever is available, whatever PBRs are there, you can see those and refer, because I cannot provide you the reference document. Whatever is there, that template I can provide you. I will write the sections for you, tell you like this way you have to write. Then I'll give you the exercise you have to write on those. But you can search for open PBRs which are available on open source. Hardly PBRs are rarely available as open source, but few you can find. Because a reference, if I will start providing, then from where will I get? I'll have to give it from my company, which is not a policy. We can't give. So I can teach you, means this is the template, how it flows. This is how you will write up. But the reference document, you will have to consider whatever I am providing you. Like this introduction section, I'll provide you. So this will serve as a reference for you. But for companies, PBR, we cannot provide. That is not possible. That is not a policy, right? You people are also working.
Okay, fine.
Am I correct?
Yes. Also, one more point I want to discuss, that I think that more question answer should be there. Means as per interview, as we will give interview, right? So we will have many questions. So I think in class also you should ask many questions, which can be asked in interview.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to ask as many questions I could. And I'm trying to explain the questions also in between, that what type of questions are covered. So I'll try best from my side. And in the end also, when you will complete this course, we will have a separate session as to what interview questions are asked, how you need to answer. Additionally, apart from that, whenever you feel like that you need some guidance or you need to ask what questions are there, your interviews planned, you can call me one-on-one. Ask me for free time, I'll give you. And that also we will discuss the question and answers we will discuss. Don't worry about that. With each section also, at the end of the training also, and after the training also, whenever you are having an interview and all those things. So those support will always be there. Don't worry about that. But for the time being, concentrate mainly on as to how the process is following. How do you need to understand the process and everything. Okay. Questions and answers, don't worry. I'll give you.
Okay, Amit sir, thank you.
Welcome.
Amit, how will you share this reference with us? For
Which
example, that like the today you will give us that what we can say introduction template. Yes, like that introduction template.
So I will share it here in the group.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm looking at where last time is.
Amit, the PBRER report, is it only for the US FDA region only?
Right. Only for US.
Yes, so Amit, regarding that, if interviewer ask us like, do you have experience regarding the PBRER report for single report? So what we can answer?
If by the end you feel that you are confident in PBRER, because PBRER you will be confident, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But PBRER, you will be confident to answer the question, then only say, otherwise you can skip, because nobody will question that you have not written a PBRER, so we won't take. Okay. Because mainly they ask for PBRER experience. Did you get what I'm telling you?
Yes, right, Amit.
Okay. Just a minute. Let me provide you with the things. Yes. Yes. I have provided you the timelines and the template of introduction. Okay. Just see if you
Hello.
guys got it. Yeah.
Amit, can you share it on a WhatsApp group that is created for the batch one? So we will have a history as well. So is it possible to share on a WhatsApp? Because once you close this meeting, I don't think so. If anyone
right now I have shared, so you can download it on your laptop, because for WhatsApp again I need to share it because it is on laptop. So for WhatsApp I need to share through mail and all those things. So I would request that once we are in the meeting itself, you can download it and keep it for your reference. I hope everybody would have received. So by the time meeting is ongoing, you can download it.
Yeah.
So everybody should download, okay? Any other question, or can we conclude? And mostly one more thing, like these festivals are ongoing, so it might have, because few of the people did not join the call. They said that they are outside and all those things. So recording will be shared with them. But if you guys agree, then we can skip the trainings, or if one or two people are absent, then we can continue in the same manner, record it so that they can use it for their purpose. Okay, as whatever is there, you can, we have a chat group, WhatsApp, you can post there. Meanwhile, I'll consider it as the next session on Sunday again. Okay. So, shall we conclude?
Yes, Amma.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Amit.
Do practice the atorvastatin introduction section. We will discuss it in the next session, and then other sections.
Actually, Amit, I have a suggestion. Kind of
Mhm.
rectify here. So,
Yeah.
as we are dealing with the crucial information, so Sunday, so far there are so many information out of my mind, and as well as other associated as well. But could you please, if you comfortable, like rearrange 30 minutes before for the refresher session, we can elaborate the previous classes information, so it is better to understand it as well.
30 minutes prior. Yes, we will discuss it. We will discuss on this, and then we can plan. Currently, for these 2 weeks, the upcoming 2 weeks, I am also going outside. So post those 2 weeks means from the post 20th, I'll reach back to my workplace by 20th. So after that, we can plan on all those things. And whatever these kind of suggestions are there, you guys can poll into the batch one. And if everybody agrees to that, because time is also important. Howsoever, we have decided for this Sunday 2 hours. Nobody was ready for Saturday and all those things. So if people are ready, then we can do anything. Or else, if you have some other doubts, you need to connect with me personally. You can call me personally. I'll let you know. Whatever is there, whatever you guys feel feasible, it is understandable to you how you can manage. Everything depends on you. But on Saturday, Sunday, okay? Okay, guys, then keep learning, practice it. We'll meet in next class with some new sections.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Amma.
Bye-bye.
Amit.
Thank you.